everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2023 movie review. Now, this time it's going to be on a movie that honestly had a film that came out over 20 years ago, but now they have a reboot, sort of, that they decided to make for this movie, and that is Haunted Mansion. Yep, this time it is the 2023 adaptation of the iconic Disney ride, and now that's really all I'm going to say about Disney without talking too much over a certain controversy surrounding it. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the movie based off of the classic Disney ride. So this version of Haunted Mansion, it basically tells the story of a young mother and her son who move into a house in New Orleans that is haunted, and they pretty much have to get help from a whole bunch of different people who have expertise in the sort of paranormal field to help them get rid of the ghost and stop it from being haunted. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say without spoiling too much. Now, there are a lot of stars in this movie, like Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Jamie Lee Curtis, just to name a few that I actually know the names to. I will say, this movie was definitely a lot better than the one that came out back in the year 2003 with Eddie Murphy. Again, I was only 4 years old when that movie came out, but now I'm 24 and this movie came out, and I gotta say, again, I still think this movie is definitely better than the one with Eddie Murphy, because I've been on the Disney ride before, and from what I remember, the main story of the whole attraction itself was that one of the ghosts that's lived in that mansion was a wife who beheaded and killed a bunch of her husbands, and she could never go in peace. And pretty much this movie definitely honors that specific ghost without spoiling anything. Now, the 2003 movie, they kind of completely abandoned that, and I can definitely spoil what happened in the 2003 movie. And in the 2003 movie, they basically made the dead wife, actually the good person in this movie, or in the 2003 movie, and the person that ended up being the bad guy in this whole debacle was the butler, known as, I think his name was Ramsey from the original film, and like I said, the whole thing with Eddie Murphy and his family being like a real estate couple, and their kids just doing weird shenanigans. I really do not think that was the best way to tell a story of the Haunted Mansion. And again, they made the dead ghost wife, good in this movie, and it was a lot more comedic than it should have been. With this movie, the comedic relief is just the right amount, and the stars in this movie do a lot better than how Eddie Murphy did in that original movie. And I gotta say, this movie definitely earned my respect when it came to how much better it was compared to the 2003 movie. Again, I didn't think it was one of the best movies of this year, but I still think that it was a lot better than the 2003 movie, is all I can really say without giving away too much spoilers. Now, again, if I had to say one other thing about this movie, I really feel like this is probably the best type of version of a movie they can make for the attraction, that I believe they should not try to make any more adaptations of it. I feel like it would make no sense to try to do another reboot for this attraction. If they did, it would probably have to be at least another 20 years down the line, if the attraction's even still around by then. But for now, they really shouldn't try to do another reboot, at least for another 20 years, because this one is definitely a much better adaptation than the 2003 movie. So without further ado, let me give you my rating of this film. So for my rating of the 2023 version of Haunted Mansion, like I said, it's definitely better than the first movie, original one from 2003. If I had to give that 2003 version a rating, it would probably be like 2.5. But with this movie, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Yep, I definitely feel like this movie deserves that rating because it's definitely better than the 2003 movie. So that's all for this review of Haunted Mansion. Now, I'm not too sure what the next movie review is going to be after this one is posted. I will consider doing one movie review to a movie I just saw recently, though, that I'm not too sure about. If I end up doing that movie review for this specific movie, keep an eye out for it. If not, I'll just do my next movie review when I do it. So anyways, I will see all you guys in the next video.